In this video, we will demonstrate how to export the payment processing file, convert that file, and then upload that file into your ClubSelect AR system. Clubs will have the ability to gather the payments collected within a report by way of the EFT portal seen here, which will provide you with a text file that can be uploaded to your back office system to update your accounting system of all payments and convenience fees received such that payment amounts are applied to the member's receivables and any applicable convenience fees are posted to a revenue GL account. Upon logging into the EFT website, you will be prompted to enter your email and password. Upon clicking Login, you will be prompted to enter a 6-digit code that will be sent to the email address entered in the previous screen. Once you've entered your code, go ahead and click Validate. The report we need for our upload can be found under Reports and Custom Payments Report. All the fields required for the report have already been checked for you, so there is no need to make any edits. The only thing you do need to adjust is when your payments occurred on or after and on or before. You can do a time range if you like, or if you are exporting your custom report every day, we can click on our drop-down, select today's date, as well as today's date, and the text file that we export will only include payments made on that date. From here, we can just scroll to the bottom of the screen, and all you have to do is click Export. That will download the text file for you, and if we go ahead and click on that, here's an example of what your text file is going to look like. ACH payments may take 3 to 5 days to process depending on your bank. Note that payments will only appear in the text file once they have been processed, and will be listed as the date processed, not the date the payment was made. In order to obtain the payment processing file, i.e. the text file, it must be exported from the EFT website as seen in the previous step. It is recommended to save the text file in a folder called ETS on your network shared drive. As a note, please ensure that the ETS folder is not created within too many subfolders, as it may exceed the folder path character limit when attempting to upload. The first thing we're going to do now is create a revenue code, and this is a one-time setup. We're going to go ahead and create this within our accounts receivable. So we're going to go ahead and navigate over to Setup and Revenue Codes. In order to create the revenue code, go ahead and click New. I do have one here, so I'm going to go ahead and show you for example. When you're filling out your revenue code, you want to set the code to OLP, description to online payment, receivable to 1, statement description can be such as thank you for your payment or online payment received. Revenue categories should be set at payments, and include a GL account that payments will be posted to. Once you've added all your information, go ahead and click Add. For clubs that only have one receivable, the OLP code within the import file that we'll see shortly will be used by default. It is not necessary to maintain code OLP as a default payment code for a single receivable. This payment revenue code will be used when creating the import file. If you have multiple receivables, member payments will automatically be calculated and applied to the receivable according to the payment order and default payment code set up in receivables. To utilize unique payment codes for the import of payments, i.e. multiple receivables, then we can add a default payment code for each receivable. So for example, you can do OLP for your house payments and OLPD for your dues payments. Once you're done in here, we can go ahead and close out. For any clubs with more than one receivable, we can direct the imported payments to a specific payment revenue via Setup and Receivables. From here, you can confirm the order in which your payment should be applied. Members do not have to specify the amount to be paid towards each receivable. The import process will follow these payment rules when breaking down the payment amount towards each aged receivable balance. So for example, the payments would process to house charges first, and additional payments would go towards dues. Let's close out of here. Now that we have our revenue code and set up our receivables if needed, we're going to go ahead and convert our text file. So let's navigate over to our folder, and we're going to go ahead and open the CHO E3 Payment File Exporter. The CHO E3 Payment File Exporter program is used to convert the downloaded text file into two different files that the ClubSelect accounting system can recognize. From here, we're going to go ahead and click the three dots to select our text file. Just make sure that your file type is set over to text files, so you can go ahead and double click on that text file. For the revenue code, typically you'll set this at OLP to use the revenue code we just created. Regardless if you are using convenience fees or not, you do have to fill out the convenience fee section. If you do not charge convenience fees, you don't have to upload the GL file into your general ledger. These fields are used to create a file which can be imported into the general ledger as a journal entry to account for the convenience fees, i.e. admin fees. The convenience fee is charged to the member's credit card or bank account, but the fee is not included in the member payment applied to the member's account. For the account segment numbers, the general account number can be made up of 4 segments. If your account numbers only contain 2 segments, you will make entries in the first 2 of the account segment numbers. If the account number you are utilizing does not contain an entry in one of the segments, you can enter spaces. So you can go ahead and enter the credit and debit account for what accounts to be credited and debited with the total convenience fees. You'll also want to set your year, which will be inputted in a 2-digit value, as well as the pay period, i.e. the month, that will also be included in 2 digits. You'll notice here that all this information has already been filled out for me. That's because the first time you convert a file, it will actually save the data for your revenue code and your convenience fee entries. Once you're ready to go ahead and click Create Import Files. We'll receive an Export Complete pop-up, which we can say OK to. And we'll go ahead and close out of that exporter. The new text file will automatically be saved in a new folder labeled Year, Month, Date that we ran that export. If we navigate over to our folder, you'll notice that the folder will contain the file to be imported into your accounts receivable, as well as the file to be imported into the general ledger. If the file contained an error, it will be noted in the Import Errors text file. Now let's head back over to our AR. The next one-time setup is to create a POS interface for ETS. So we're going to go ahead and navigate over to POS Integration and POS Application. From here you can go ahead and click Add, and we're going to create an ETS Money application. The location name you can call ETS or ETS Money. Application, make sure this is at AR Upload. Import data location. When setting this up, you're going to click on the folder icon and select that ETS folder that you saved. And default printer for reports, make sure you select your default printer. And go ahead and save those changes. From here, we're going to go ahead and click on the Settings button. For the default revenue code, this actually isn't required as the import file is hard-coded to post to revenue code OLP. You do, though, require an invalid member account where we can go ahead and input a member number, as this is where charges will post to if a member number in the file is invalid. And just make sure you go ahead and save those changes. This is also the screen where we will complete the upload of that text file into our accounts receivable for member payments. From here, we're going to go ahead and click that Import Transactions button. Within our pop-up window, our file path will already be selected, and this is based on the folder that we put in the previous screen. So next we can go ahead and click Browse. We're going to navigate over to that new folder we created and select our AR file. Once you've done that, go ahead and click Import and Report. Once the transactions are imported, a pop-up will appear letting you know that the transactions were imported successfully. And we can go ahead and click OK. This will open up the report view where you can go ahead and take a look at those member payments. Once you've looked at that, we can go ahead and close it. And we're going to close out of this window as well. And close. Now that we've uploaded that payment batch, we want to apply those payments to our member files. So from here, we're going to click on Data Entry and Transaction Input. Here we can see that batch we've just uploaded. So we're going to go ahead and click on that batch and click Edit/View. If you need to edit the batch before posting, go ahead and click the Edit button. However, if you're ready to go, we can go ahead and click that Post button. And our payments have now been posted. So let's go ahead and close out. And we'll close out of here. So now that we've uploaded that text file as a payment batch and applied it to our member accounts, we can go ahead and process those convenience fees. So we're going to switch over to our general ledger, and we're going to navigate over to Options, Data Entry, and Post Entries from Other Systems. Within the Post Entries from Other Systems window, we're going to set our transfer type over to Club Connect Payroll Application. Then we click on the 3 dots to select our path and file. So within our new folder, we're going to head and double click there. We're going to double click on our general ledger file. Next, make sure you set your batch date and GL period accordingly, and go ahead and click OK. Within the pop-up, we can click Preview, and this will open a document with the convenience fee posting. Once you're done reviewing that report, we're going to go ahead and close, and in the pop-up, we're going to click OK to update. Finally, we'll get one more pop-up letting us know that processing has been completed, and we can click OK. So now that we've posted those convenience fees, let's take a look at our journal entry. So we're going to navigate over to Options, Data Entry, and Journal Entries. Just make sure you do select the correct GL period, and here we can see those convenience fees that we just posted. Lastly, we can also take a quick look at a member file to make sure those payments have been processed. So back over to our AR, we're going to navigate over to Membership and Member Inquiry. Go ahead and enter the member number. Click Enter, and there we can see the payment that we've just uploaded.